In the very first Nehemiah Fest, it was just Nehemiah Fest was a thought with no date. All right. Christian Family Day was a set event that I had started that same year, 2007. And it was based on my pastor had divided our congregation up into like what subdivision we lived in around our little town and, what neighborhood we lived in, and then told us to go forth and do things like block parties and reach our neighbors and that kind of stuff. Well, as the music guy, I had, 5 different groups come to me and say they wanted to do a music event. Well, they're not musicians and they don't have PA systems, but Dave does. And I'm like, I don't think I can do 5 of these, but I can do 1. So let's all pool our efforts and create Christian Family Day. So it was created. When Nehemiah Fest did evolve, Christian Family Day was already set. So I told my partner, Dennis Lawler, back then that that we were going to do Nehemiah Fest, and we should do it like 2 weeks after Labor Day weekend, second weekend after Labor Day, because there was another music festival on Labor Day weekend right around here called Rock the Light. It's gone.
It's gone.
I think it's gone now. But great. It was a great event, and we before Nehemiah Fest started, there was an event called the One Way Festival.
Okay,
and that's where I got involved because they hired me to run a stage for them. They didn't really hire me; they asked me to do it.
Okay, to be clear,
there's some quid pro quo going on there.
They hired you with a handshake.
Yes, they offered me the position to run this stage for them because my wife and I had a Christian coffee house at the time called Neighbors in Smithville. They were using my venue as a box office promotion launch point, meeting place, whatever. And they said, hey, would you do this? We'll give you exclusive vending in this venue, blah, 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 blah. It was thousands of dollars worth of vending fees that I avoided by being able to do that. Well, I just started calling my friends because I had 9 national acts on that stage, and they told me that I had no money to do it. So I learned how to do things on the cheap real easy. The 9 national acts were covered. They said, all you got to do is honor what they're doing, and then you can do the rest, whatever you want. And you have the venue basically for 4 days, whatever you want to do. So we started each morning with worship because that's how we should start. And I started calling my friends. They're sending me press kits. We get them, I get them all booked, and away we go.
This is like DIY to the max. Like you guys are. This is an operation after my own heart.
Yeah, except they did, like I said, I had 9 national acts on there. So they did have a nice production team that I didn't have to worry about that. And they had a very nice big high tension tent that was pretty cool to play under. Lights, the whole thing. Everything was set up good. I just had to make sure it ran on time. And then any other activities that went on in there, I had to coordinate those. So 9 national acts, 4 days. They don't eat much time up. It's going to be max 9 hours of 4 days. I can fill the rest of it with my friends and others, other artists in the area and whatever.
Right.
So that's how I got started. Dennis Lawler was working as a runner on the main stage. That event lost a ton of money, and they didn't pay a lot of people, but they left everything in my barn. So all the signs that they made, and they gave me their operating manual. They gave me rights to their website if I wanted to use it, but I found that there was such a stigma over top of it because they didn't just lose money; they didn't pay people.
Uh-oh.
So when I'm going around going, whoa, let's go get this. And I go knock on their door, and they're like, "No, get out of here!" So I was starting in a hole.
Suckers.
So I'm like, and Dennis was wanting to book Casting Crowns our first year, and I said, "Can't do it, dude." I said, "If you want to write the check, we'll do it."
Oh, that got real.
He goes, "Yeah, okay, you got a point." And
he puckered up a little bit.
Yeah, So I'm like, I don't care,
Dennis, if you're out there.
If it's 12, I said if it's
with
12,
deep pockets.
Yeah. If it's 12 of us standing around a campfire singing Kumbaya, and that's all that it is, then that's all that it is. Don't think big, think obedient, and don't spend money you don't have.
Oh,
those are my two rules that we have. So over the years, here we come. Hard costs don't change. There's things I have to rent the campground. I have to get some production stuff.
No, let me correct you, sir. The hard costs go up. Let's tell it like it is. I mean, there's folks who are watching this who are perhaps young. They want to get into music. They want to do the sort of thing. They get excited about Nehemiah Fest. Your hard costs have gone up over the year because I know with that campground and some of the other things.
They have.
Yeah. So
Yeah, one of the things that, and I've tried to keep it
put
free.
That there.
I've tried to keep it free. I have had to. We basically control the whole campground, the reservation process and everything. So camping does offset, but you can stay with us for 3 days for less than what it cost me to rent the site that you're in from the city.
Okay,
if that makes sense. I'm losing money on.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it, folks.
And there's a verse in Nehemiah where it talks about where Nehemiah chastised the people for putting a usury tax on the people and for their booths and things like that. So I have not raised. I did raise it when they made a big jump on me. I had to go up a little bit, but they did some upgrades. They've been the city's been really good to work with, and they've helped us out really good. And they keep good records now, where in the beginning they weren't. So I was paying a lot more for and getting a lot less than I am now. So but anyway, it's been a journey a journey of faith. A journey of faith. So we just keep plugging away. We get new people coming in. We get old people. When I say old, I don't mean age-wise necessarily, but people that have been here multiple years in a row. I've seen everything. Like I mentioned, the first year we had 5 stages, we had 50 artists, and we had 12 volunteers.
Wow. That's a miracle in and of itself.
Yeah, and like I said, I was much younger then. So I did everything from I played a set, I ran sound, I organized, I signed contracts, I worked out all of the production logistics, and we had 12 volunteers. And I cleaned toilets. I did everything that you could possibly think that first year. And then as more people came on, our volunteer team has grown. And then I took a lesson. You can't do everything. Moses appointed elders and people to help.
70.
And there's I don't know that I have 70, but we've got a lot more people now that are on the team. And I mentioned trying to get organized churches, even my own. And they're not immune, and they know this story because I told it Sunday.
Okay.
I went to them when I had this idea, and I said, I'm not asking you for money, but I am asking you for covering. And I said, will you pray for me on this adventure? And I want you to, I'm not asking you for money, but I want you to handle the money. Because I didn't want people sending me checks. I didn't want to have Dave Lynn, non-LLC, I didn't want to handle the money in a way that there was any appearance of impropriety.
Sure.
Nothing going in my pocket. So when you make a donation to Nehemiah Fest, you're making it to Grace Community Church, who has set up a line in the budget for Grace Community Church for that money to go. So it is a tax deductible donation, but it's to me, and I told him, I said, this is no different than people giving money to the El Salvador missions team.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not going across the ocean. We're going across the lake, Smithville Lake. That's all we're doing. And so they're like, okay, so they've handled the money. So every year we've had either exactly what we need or a surplus.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little surplus. So like first year we broke dead even. The only year that I would say we lost money was the last 2 years. And that's
Okay.
because I've lost some key ministry partners that offset costs. So we have it's one thing to give money, and that's great.
Was I there the last couple of years? I think I was.
Yes,
Maybe
you
that's
were.
maybe that's
Yes,
why.
you were.
Maybe that's why. Oh, Erskin? Nah, we ain't
Yeah.
staying for that.
Yeah.